so-called.
So these doctrines coming up against us, and they coming in the name of science, but science means knowledge. And it's a false science. Number one, because
it's all hypothesis.
Yep.
An educated guess.
Yep. It sound good.
Right.
But it ain't proven.
It's a way to seem right to the man, but then there's that.
Yep.
It's an educated guess.
Right, educated.
Right.
It's so. Baba Kushak and the brother get Psalm 12:6.
Okay.
And what's the other scripture? Anyway, I'll read it again. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Right, because a lot of things coming up against us, man, in the name of science. And the word science means to know. The word science means knowledge. It's not theory, not hypothetical. All right? Y'all got Psalm 26?
I had what the brother just quoted.
Oh, okay.
This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 12. There is a way that seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right, because you want to speak on it?
No, it speaks for itself. It says there's a way that seemeth right, which is what? Anything other than this book. You know, yep. So you may think you're going to college and there was a way that's, what are you doing? I actually had a previous boss tell me, what are you doing? On my day-to-day life, in my spare time, I go out and feed the homeless. I take care of kids. I provide for my family. What are you doing that's good? I'm like, there's a way that seemeth right into a man, but you're still gonna die.
Right.
You know?
Because one, you're being presumptuous because you're not doing what as far you're seeming, because when it says seem right to you, okay, well, who the fuck is you?
Exactly.
It might be right to you, but according to the scriptures, it might be wickedness.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, you're feeding the homeless, but guess what? If you feed them anything that's abominable, then guess what? This wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, you feeding them, but guess what? You feed them hot dogs and shrimp and fucking
clam chowder.
And shit. You know, you feeding them an abomination.
Yeah.
You know? And also it says what? Lean out to thy own vain opinion.
Yeah. Many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
Many.
Yep.
That's you leaning onto your own understanding, man. You know? That's why when they say, well, what are you doing? Everything the Bible says to do.
Exactly. That's why I left it alone. I left it alone. I was like, I looked at him and I turned the other head. I'm like, this nigga gone.
And guess what? Whether we see it right or wrong, you know? Wow, no lining? What's the point? It's just a lining? Guess what? Still do it. I don't care if you like it or not. Because it's commanded of us.
Yep.
Best believe when I first came to truth, I didn't agree on everything that I did, but guess what? I still did it because because the Lord said it. That's the type of spirit. When I first came to truth, the type of spirit, if the Lord said it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Just like your parents. If your parents say do something, do it.
Why, Mom? Because I said so.
Because I said so.
Exactly.
If I may say too, a lot of times you appreciate it later.
Yeah, you will. Yep, most definitely.
Like your parent, they'll tell you, they had you like the Elder Demonstrat was telling us, like his grandfather make him read an encyclopedia all the time. Like when you was just sitting there watching cartoons all the time, hey, go read a book. Now when you're young, you like, man, fuck. And then you get older, you appreciate it. So, and it's like that when you first come to the truth, it's like, damn, we can't do this. But then through your faith, like, well, the Lord said it, then he'll give you that understanding, like, I see why you were supposed to do that, you know, etc.
Real
like,
quick.
Who was it? It was one brother that they said they didn't understand why Apostle Tahar said that
why he gonna jump over niggas to, why he jump over Edomites to kill niggas?
Edomites to get to niggas.
Mathathi said that.
You know, he didn't understand why did the apostle say that. But yet, when he came more into the truth, he said he completely understood why the apostle said that.
Yep. Personal testimony when I was reading the book of David. When I was reading the book of Samuel, and when the Philistines came to Ziklag, they took everything that they had. David's wife, their children, everybody's wife and children, you know, David's whole camp. The Amalekites, you know. And I said the Philistines, didn't I?
No, I didn't know if you said it.
But they came to Ziklag. I just know in Ziklag. I know they was in Ziklag. This was back when King Saul's son was with Ishbosheth. All right, man. Then they took that whole thing, and people, the men, King David's men, were faint. Like, man, they took my kids, they took my wife, they took my goods. And David said, let's go and get it back. You know, the Lord said, go and get it back. And there was men that stayed and was faint, you know, faint-hearted. And he said, all you that are faint-hearted, stay here. And then 200 or 300 men, however many men, went with David and got it back and brung it back. But when they brung it back, the men that went with him was kind of like mad, because like, hey, they didn't go with us. Why we gotta divide the spoil, you know? And I felt where they was coming from. Like, man, you was fucking scared. Fuck, you gotta, no, hell no, you know? At the time when I read, I was like, they fucking right. But King David was like, no, divide the spoil. And I was like, man.
You got the scripture on that?
I can get it. I think it's 2 Samuel 5 or.
No. You got the scripture that
divide the spoil?
It's a scripture. Why? It's the law.
It's the law said divide the spoil.
Yeah.
I think it's
even if they stay. But before you get it, you can find it later. Can you read Psalm 12 and 6, Papa?
I got it. Psalm 12 and 6.
Yeah.
Psalms chapter 12 verse 6. It say
when you find it, just bring it out.
It says the words of the Lord. But my point was like it didn't sit well with me. I didn't see why he said it, and then so on and so forth. I found out because the elder brought it out. Man, divide the spoils, and I was like, oh shit, you know. This is Psalms 12 verse 6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times.
Yeah, the point was tried, and we go into it. It's proven. So the words written in this Bible, written in this book, is proven. All right. Why do you think all these archaeologists, they always said, well, the Bible said such and such and this and such. Let's go see and try to see if it's true. You ain't got nothing better with your time to. If this is such a false book, if this so not true, what we're saying and doing, then why you will keep why all the majority of archaeological digs is based off different things of the Bible? Anybody holding something?
I hope so. I got
more of that, or is that it?
That was it. I was holding Isaiah.
Isaiah 29? Okay.
It's Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that call good evil. Man, the scriptures are good. The law of the Lord is good, but in this society, it's darkness, man. It's frowned upon. It's lowly esteemed. Folly is set in great dignity, but the words of the Lord are put on the back burner, man. You know. So woe to them that call. All right. Woe means destruction. Destruction unto them that call good evil and evil good, man.
Chapter 12, verse 12. I'm going to start at 11. The words of the wise are as gold, and nails fastened by the master of assembly, which are given from one shepherd. So the words of the wise are gold. Read that. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, I'm going to start at 11. The words of the wise are as gold, and nails fastened by the master of assembly, which are given one shepherd. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Brother was talking about words and scriptures, and I'm understanding from business and our lives. And then the scripture right here just tells you the words of the life are as gold, and then fast by the death.
Stable, anchored, grounded. All right, right. There's a lot of books. It says the making the books is no end. Look, you go to college, right? You got to buy all these goddamn books, man.
Bro.
You got to do all this studying, and it's wearisome. That's why they got something called cramming. It's wearisome. It's a wearisomeness of the flesh. All right. You got college kids. You got college kids taking Adderall. They're taking drugs and shit. So they can stay up and be focused, so-called, and it's a wearisome of the flesh.
Yeah.
All right. Also, too, Tom,
it's gonna drain.
yeah, it's draining, man. And also, when it said the making of books is no end, look, you can go to school and the first edition, second edition, revise. You know what? We found a better way to do this, and we ain't doing this no more. Like when I was in college, you know, for the little small brief stint I was there, I had to pay for a whole bunch of books and all this shit. Then I go to class, the teacher like, yeah, and for everybody who bought these books or such and such, you can take them back. We're not going to be using them. So this shit never end, man. Because Esau, what's the scripture in Sirach 19? It said the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
It's not wisdom.
And Esau just keep coming up with more wickedness and more wickedness through these books he's making. like they pointed out, they made the what's that? They tried to take out slavery out of the history books, man.
Yep.
What the fuck you mean we decided to come over here looking for a better life? We worked. Well, you came and got us. We were stolen. We were took.
We were drugged.
Right.
Yeah. And we still and it still happens. You know what I'm saying?
I said they would say we was drugged. No, we wasn't drugged like pharmacy drug. We was drugged like drugged from the ground. Like we was drugged, man. We were killing ourselves before we getting over here, man. Jumping in the Atlantic, in the Atlantic, man. You know.
And this is Sirach, chapter 19, verse 20, verse 22. It says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of the sinner is prudence. There is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. He that hath small understanding and feareth Yahweh is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
Yeah, and that's why. Can you read that last part again?
It says, he that hath small understanding and fear Yahweh is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
Right. So if you just a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, and you fear the Lord, you fear the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you serve him to the best of your ability, and all you know is just the bare minimum. You're an Israelite. You don't need, and that's, hey, you better than the nigga with a PhD, with 2-3 PhDs, because they're not taught the fear of the Lord. All right. They're taught, and if they do so-called fear the Lord, you got people that's Christians and shit, it's taught by the precept of men. So if you go to church every Sunday, if you pay your tithes, if you very, very polite to people, if you know.
It's so bugged out, bro.
Better, man.
If you're very, very polite, you'll go to heaven. If you're not polite to people and you're mean, you'll go to hell. Man, that's some bullshit, man. Man, I grew up thinking that shit, man. If anybody got none, I got a precept.
I got something.
Go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 4. It says, for to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. You know, so you know how a dog is. A dog is, compared to a lion, is what? Inferior. Completely inferior. You know? But if that lion's dead, what use does that lion have versus that alive dog? That alive dog has much more use than a dead lion. You know, yes, that lion is mighty. Yes, that lion is so-called strong, stronger than the dog. But guess what? That little dog is more mightier than this dead lion. You know, so a brother that has little knowledge is way much better, and little knowledge and fear of the Lord.
That's in the scriptures. He that have.
He just read it.
You just read it?
Yeah.
Oh, Salakia.
Yeah.
I wasn't
It was just
paying attention.
basically, you know, hand in hand.
Salakia.
And it's the same thing because this give us life.
Yeah.
All right. So you got all that knowledge of the world, but you spiritually dead inside. That's why you people don't be happy, because you ain't got no real expectation of hope. That's like when you go to Ecclesiastes, when King Solomon said all is vanity. Like if I build up to myself, if I give myself houses, if I build vineyards, I don't got I don't got no assurance that the people I leave it to gonna take care of it. And that's the dilemma you worldly people faced with.
Yep.
You got it, whatever.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, chapter 8, verse 11. All right, I'll start at 9. I start at 8. Okay, this is Proverbs 8 and 8. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward, or perverse in them. All right, forward meaning lies, you know, or perverse meaning profane, out of the temple, all right, out of the scriptures. It says, they are all plain to him that understandeth, the right to him that find knowledge. All right, and it's written in the, I was going to say, what's that, Ecclesiasticus? I think it's a 33.
Coming back to the.
Yep, the ways of the holy are made plain unto the righteous.
Right.
You know.
That's what Apostle Apostle Tahar always said, man, we're not in a time to beat Jacob over the head with the truth now, man. You give him 1 or 2, maybe 3 if you like the guy. Ammunition.
He said maybe 3 if you like him.
And after that, it ain't no point after that, because it's clearly that you're not going to get it. That's why we don't set up debates and everything. That's what Apostle's going into. Like, we don't set up debates. If somebody come up and he think he know the scriptures, man, we'll have a debate right then and there. And when he goes, we're not going to set up a debate like, well, here we go. Let's write down this time and schedule, and then we'll meet you here. And
we'll meet you here at 3 o'clock.
Just like, what we are saying is not going to persuade you, and what you're saying is not going to persuade us.
Yep.
So what's the point of it?
Yep. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 24. It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks into the wicked.
So if you see this thing, hey, grab hold on it and run,
That's the spirit. That's what Habakkuk said. Yeah. All right? That's what Paul said. I press towards the mark, man. And that word.
Also it says what? Make it plain upon tables that he that readeth it, that he may run that readeth it.
Exactly.
And run was what? Start doing his walkers in the faith, start making sit down. Start studying the right way. Start studying Hebrew.
Being hot. So, I think it was what was that, Philippians? I think it said I press towards the mark, and word press means to run, a race. I press, pressure. This is
When you run a race, you just don't run it. You don't haul ass the whole race, man. Pace yourself. The scripture says what in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Just escaped my mind.
Want me to get it?
Yeah, Baba Bashar, towards the end.
You got it, Kai?
Yeah. It says, this is Sirach chapter 2 and verse,
might be 3.
I'm going to just start from 12. It says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. What you trying to say?
It escaped me. That's why I was like,
I'll read this. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. So, hey, that means you will stop running, man. That means that you will feel like this race I'm in is meaningless. What the fuck I'm running for? Hey, the scripture says, enduring to the end, man. You gotta complete. It's a marathon. When you run marathons or you run cross country or whatever, it ain't about necessarily who coming in first. It's about who completing it. It say Salakia says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Because the evil day coming. Alright? Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Even people that ain't, in the scriptures know that it's something in the wind, man, so to speak. All right, there's something going on. So if you've been blessed to, if we've been blessed to know something going on, we got the cheat code to how to deal with what's going on. All right, the San Andreas left, down, right, up, goddamn
jump,
it say 13. So like 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Because that's when I used to when I was in basic training, one of the things the drill sergeant said, look, man, because running would be a hard thing for most guys. You got to run 2 miles in a certain amount of time. I think it's like 16 minutes. That's the worst. Like that's the least 16 minutes. But you be failing because you ain't trained up, you ain't built up. But what he said was, he's like, look, man, your legs are stronger than what you know and understand. So no matter how bad you want to give up or how bad you feel, just keep running. And then when you come into spots, like it's been a couple times where I'll stop running, I'll walk. And then when you finally finish the race, it'd be like, damn, I should have just kept fucking running. I only had this many more feet to go. It's the same thing. Like when we in this race, we in this fight of salvation, it requires patience. And patience means suffering. You gotta deal with, you gotta endure the suffering. Just like you gotta endure your legs burning while you running. Endure it. And then when it's over, that's what, because somebody holds the scripture when it says the things promised us can't compare to
Romans 8 and 18.
Right. I'm gonna finish this verse and then read that. It says Sirach 2 and 14, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? So basically, if you lost patience, you just threw faith in the garbage. because faith is the things hoped for, evidence not seen.
Yep.
So if you quit running, if you stop doing what you're doing, then you say I don't got no expectation. I don't expect to be saved. I don't expect to be delivered.
Yeah.
But the Lord says,